Friends, welcome to the world of business studies. In the last 7 discussions, we have covered chapter number 1 of NCERT, that is, Nature and Significance of Management, as well as we have started with chapter number 2 of NCERT, that is, Principles of Management. In this, we have covered the topics like evaluation of management principles, principles of management, the concept, nature of principles of management, significance of principles of management, Tailor's scientific management, principles of scientific management by Tailor, and techniques of scientific management. Now, in this lecture, I'll be covering the topic like Fowle's principles of management, principles of scientific management by Fowle, difference between difference between unity of command and unity of direction, and Fowle versus Tailor, a comparison. Now coming to the first topic for today, that is Fowle principles of management. Henry Fowle was a major contributor to administrative management approach. Henry Fowle, a French industrialist, has been regarded as the real father of modern management. Fowle focused on managing the organization as a whole. He worked with the French Coal and Iron Company as a junior executive and was promoted as a director in the same company. He reduced his ideas based on practical experiences in his book Administration Industry and Generally, published in 1916 in French language. It was translated in English only in 1929, but was made public in the USA only in 1949. Fowle looked at the problems of managing with management points of view and not with the worker's point of view, as was done by the Tailor. Fowle divided the activities of industry into 6 groups, that is technical, commercial, financial, security, accounting, and managerial. These activities to all organization, whether big or small. Now next slide, we are going to discuss principle of scientific management by Fowle. Coming to the first one, that is division of work. Division, you can see the picture. Division of labor leads to specialization, which increases the efficiency of individual employees. Fowle recommended that work of all kinds must be subdivided and allocated to a number of persons. Subdivision makes each task simpler and results in greater efficiency. By repeating a small part of work, the individual acquires speed and accuracy in its performance. This principle is applicable to both technical as well as managerial work. Now moving to the next one, that is authority and responsibility. You can see the flow of authority and responsibility in this picture, how manager flows, how the responsibility and authority flows to a subordinate and how subordinate is accountable to the manager. Now, authority refers to the right of a superior to give order to subordinates, take decisions on specified matters, use resources of the organization, and guide and regulate the behavior of subordinate. Responsibilities, on the other hand, includes obligation with respect to the performance of functions and achieving goals in a satisfactory manner. The principle of parity suggests that there must be a parity between authority and responsibility. Giving authority without corresponding to responsibility can lead to an arbitrary and unmindful use of authority. Similarly, if a person is given some responsibility, he must also give an adequate authority. Lack of necessary authority will make the individual inefficient. Now the next one, that is discipline. You can see how the ants are moving in a particular queue. This shows there is a discipline among them. Now, discipline is the context of management, means obedience, proper conduct of relation to others, and compiling with the rules and regulations of the organization. Smooth running of business requires discipline. Discipline is required not only on the part of workers but also on the part of management. It is facilitated with their good superiors at all the levels. Rules are clear and penalties are imposed with fairness. Now the next one, unity of command. The unity of command is basically a command is given by the manager or the superior ones. The principle states that a subordinate should receive orders and be accountable to one and only one superior. No employees therefore should receive instruction from more than one person. The principle is necessary to avoid confusion and conflict. Now the next one, unity of direction. According to this principle, the efforts of all the members of the organization should be directed towards a common goal. The principle seeks to ensure unity of action, coordination of strength, and focusing of effort. For this purpose, there should be one head and one plan for a group activities having the same objectives. For example, the production department should have a single plan and all must work to achieve specified goal in terms of quality and quantity of goods to be produced. Thus, the principle of unity of direction emphasizes that the importance of common goals being pursued by all the groups activity under the direction of one head. Now the next one, that is subordination of individual interest to general interest. What is the interest of the organization as the whole must take precedence over the interest of individuals. Generally, the effort should be to bring about uh, convergence of general and individual interest, but in case of conflict, individual must sacrifice in the large interest. Now the next one, that is remuneration of employees. In Fiole's view, remuneration of employees should be fair and reasonable. To be fair to the employees, wages should be determined on the basis of work assigned, cost of living, and financial position of the business and average wage rate for similar work in the industry. While basic wages may be fixed according to the work done, there should be a provision for allowances based on living. Now coming to the next point, that is centralization and decentralization. Centralization is said to exist if top management retains most of the decision-making authority. It is less if such authority is shared with managers at lower level of management. Sharing authority leads to decentralization. Fiole says that an organization should where to achieve a balance between complete centralization and decentralization. In small organizations, the range of activities is generally small. Greater centralization is possible. But in the large organization, degree of centralization should be less. Now moving to the next one, that is scalar chain. The figure shows the scalar chain, or it is also said as gangplank. Fiole defines that scalar chain as the chain of superior ranging from the top to the lower ranks. The chain also determines the line of authority. The managers are linked together in their position from the highest to the lower level. Each manager is superior to a manager below him, but he is also subordinate to his own superior. Thus, all managers are linked stepwise through a chain. The principle of scalar chain suggests that there should be a clear line of authority from top to bottom linking managers at all levels. The scalar chain serves as a chain of command as well as a chain of communication. It is regarded as a chain of command because order or instructions issued at higher level flow through intermediate managers before reaching lower levels. The scalar chain also functions as a chain of communication because all communication, written or oral, are required to follow through a chain in a hierarchy. If a superior writes a report for the head of the department, the report must be communicated by the superior to his immediate superior, who in turn will pass it on to his superior and so on up to the head. It is a subject of certain limitations. The limitations are like communication takes too long a time as the order flows from top to the bottom in the chain. Another flaw is that there is a possibility of distortion of messages in the course of its transmission. However, a gangplank may be created by passing the established line of authority to allow quick communication and swift action as shown in figure. In figure, the scalar chain in an organization represented by two ladders, that is A to D and A to G. Any communication from D to G has to flow upwards to A through C and B and then downwards through E and F. It will obviously take a long time. So in order to minimize the delay involved communication, a gang plan between D and G may be created as shown by the yellow line. However, the gang plan should not be a normal practice as it undermines the established line of authority. Now moving to the next one, that is order. You can see the picture. The bigger one is giving order to a smaller one. That means the superior gives the order to its subordinates. This is a principle relating to arrangement of things and people. In material order, there should be a place for everything and everything should be in its place. Similarly, in social order, there should be a right man in the right place. Kind of order demands precise knowledge of human requirements and resources of all organizations and a constant balance between these requirements and resources. Normally, bigger is the size of organization, the more difficult this balance is. Moving to the next one, that is equity. The principle of equity suggests that similar treatment is assured of people in similar position. For example, a worker performing similar job should be paid the same wage rate. The equity principle implies that managers should be fair and impartial while dealing with the subordinate. They should not give undue favor to some and neglect others. They should not judge the performance and conduct of employees of the same category on different bases. Next one, stability of personnel. Fuel emphasized that employees should not be removed from their positions frequently. The period of service in a position should be fixed. It often takes time to get used to work. An employee cannot render useful services if he is removed before he gets accustomed to a work assigned to him. Now the next one, that is initiative. Employees at all levels should be allowed to take initiative in work-related matter. Initiative means eagerness to initiate action without being asked to do. However, it does not simply imply freedom to do whatever people like. They must observe discipline. Now the next and the last one, that is spites de corps. It refers to a team spirit, that a harmony in work group and mutual understanding among workers. Manager must take steps to develop a sense of belonging among the members of a group. If there is a team spirit, everyone comes forward to help others. It helps develop an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. Now the next, that is difference between unity of command and unity of direction. Meaning of unity of command. It implies that a subordinate should receive order and instruction from only one boss. Now in unity of direction, it means one head, one plan for a group of activities having similar objectives. Nature of unity of command. It is related to the functioning of personnel. Nature of unity of direction is that it is related to the functioning of department or organization as a whole. Next one, necessity. It is necessary for fixing responsibility of each subordinate. Now in unity of direction, necessity is that it is necessary for sound organization. Advantage of unity of command is that it avoids conflicts, confusion and chokers. Now, the advantage of unity of direction is that it avoids duplication of efforts and wastage of resources. Last point, that is result of unity of command is that it leads to a better superior subordinate relationship, whereas the result of unity of direction is that it leads to smooth running of the enterprise. Moving to the last slide, that is Pure versus Tailor, a comparison. Now first, on the basis of difference, perspective, first point is perspective. According to Henry Fayol, top level of management. Now according to Tailor, shop floor level of a factory. Now unity of command according to Henry Fayol is that Clon Proprent, according to F.W. Taylor, did not feel that it is important as an under-functioning foremanship of a worker's received order from 8th specialist. Applicability, according to Fuel, is that applicable universally. According to Fuel, applicable to specialized situation. On the basis of information, Henry Fuel says that it is a personal experience, whereas Taylor says that it is an observation and experimentation. Focus, according to Henry Fuel, is improving overall administration, whereas according to Taylor, it is increasing productivity. Now, personality, according to Henry Fuel, is practitioner, whereas according to Taylor it is practitioner, whereas according to Taylor is scientist. Now, expression, according to Henry Fuel, is general theory of administration, whereas according to Taylor, it is scientific management. These were all about the comparison between Taylor and Fuel. Now, in the next discussion, I'll be starting with chapter number 3 of NCERT. Now, let us know your doubt or any specific query below in the comment section. Till then, enjoy study business studies. Thank you.